Some call this the dead zone, an area of near complete destruction many miles across. No schools or hospitals and few public services. Crime is the only growth industry here, with a murder rate higher than that of Colombia. This isn't Syria, Afghanistan, or Sarajevo. It's inner city America. Welcome to Detroit.
No police, citizens are leaving because crime is very high. Those who can leave, are able to leave, they are leaving. Of course, there are some who cannot.
It's hard to believe that there are places in the United States of America that look like this. I've been all over the world in the last 12 months, and aside from Mogadishu, I don't think I've seen any place that looks this bad. This is actually a historic building. It used to be the place where Packards and Studebakers were made. But today, it looks like a zombie apocalypse movie. While there's plenty of disagreement on the cause, there's no question on the result. Many urban areas are becoming virtual wasteland. Here in Detroit, half of the citizens are functionally illiterate, and some city officials say the true rate of joblessness is over 50%. The city has so far avoided bankruptcy, though its long-term debt is greater than that of Zimbabwe or El Salvador. It's a vicious circle. The lack of jobs means loss of tax revenue. That has led to deep cuts in city services, including fire and police. Sergeant John Bennett has been a Detroit City cop for 16 years.
We've lost on the police department 1,000 officers that haven't been replaced in the last 5 to 6 years.
Those who remain say they can't protect the city, which now has the highest rate of violent crime in America.
How do you keep a city safe that has no tax base and the population is running out the back door, the front door, and the side door? What do you do? How do you stem that tide? What do you do to stop the bleeding?
I'm standing only about 100 yards inside the Detroit city limits, and right here I can see over a dozen homes that are either abandoned or burned out. They say here in Detroit there are over 45,000 homes like that, but the root cause may have less to do with the economic downturn and more to do with government corruption. More government assistance hasn't helped. Several Detroit companies received bailout funds totaling nearly $100 billion. Yet Detroit still has the highest rates of poverty and welfare dependency in the nation.
I don't know how long I'm going to stay, honestly. I don't know how much longer I can hang on. Up to this point has been my commitment, my love of the city, my love of the community. This is my home. But as one of my coworkers said, when she left, she said, I love the city, but it didn't love me back.
Where the government has failed, private charities are stepping in. One of the largest, Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries, provides meals and shelter for thousands of homeless every day.
The Detroit Rescue Mission Ministry started as a soup kitchen, and now we have progressed to being not only an emergency shelter, but also transitional housing, permanent housing, a treatment center for those suffering from drug and substance abuse or mental health issues, as well as we have different programs that help to rebuild the city.
These programs are making a difference for people like Dwayne Tabb, who serves as the facilities supervisor at one of the mission's campuses.
10 years ago, I came to the Detroit Rescue Mission. I was homeless, I was lost, I was drug addicted. I went into 90-day treatment. I went to school, I got an associate's degree, continued on and got a bachelor's degree, and I continued and got my master's. So I know that Detroit Rescue Mission saves lives.
In so doing, the Detroit Rescue Mission isn't just serving up food and shelter, but something better, which they believe actually has the power to turn the tide in America's inner cities.
Not only do we provide life skills to these individuals, but we also minister the Word of God, which ultimately is the crux of our mission.
From Detroit, Michigan, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.